Thanks everyone for coming today. Our first press conference of the year. We'll let Coach give an opening statement and open it up for questions.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. I know that I speak for our players and our staff and everybody involved in our football operation. We're excited for the start of the college football season. Popularity of college football right now is at an all-time high, and there's nothing like Saturdays in the fall. I sense an extra bounce in our players' step yesterday when they were at practice, because last week was kind of the different week because you're in classes, but you're not quite in game week. And now when you show up, yesterday go to work, they were in game week, and I think that they, that was noticeable to me for them. I'm glad we had a week before classes started to kind of get the guys into the routine a little bit before we approach game week here. Our players have selected 3 captains, permanent captains for the season. Adam Steiner will be our special teams captain for the season. Brian Wagner is our defensive captain for this season, and Jake Anderson is our offensive captain for this season. In addition to that, each week I will appoint game captains for every game, because we had so many guys receive multiple votes for captain. I felt like the team was saying there's a lot more guys that are capable of leading us. So each Thursday we will announce either 1 or 2 game captains, and that'll happen starting this week. Kevin Avascu will be our kickoff man. Josh Richmond will be our kickoff returner. AJ Price will be our punt returner. Our place kicking duties have not been decided yet. It's a very close and competitive race. I'm going to keep this race going through tomorrow's practice. Then after that, we'll make a decision on who's going to be our extra point field goal man for the fall. With that being said, I'll open it up for questions.
When you talk about difficulty of putting together the depth chart, evaluation, what do you base things on, just in general? Body of work?
Well, body of work is exactly what you do. Body of work in competitive situations, more so than anything. I mean, individual has some part to it, but when we go against each other, or we're in a competitive environment, how does that young man come out? How's it stack up? Does he do it, over a consistent time frame? Is it just, if he does it on Monday, just do it again on Thursday? Is it a consistent thing? And in this world of video, we film everything, we video everything, so we got a chance to go back and look at it and evaluate even a couple days later if we need to, and to look at certain instances. And the good news for our team is we had more competition in training camp than we have had since we've been here, and that has sometimes made it tougher to make some decisions, which is good.
Now, you're just looking at it a little bit. I mean, your skill positions, is that? Do you have a word for that? Scary or what? But you've got so many young players. You could have the youngest skilled kids in America. I don't know.
We might have the youngest skilled kids in America.
Yeah,
No, it's not scary to me. It's exciting for them, it's exciting for us, and exciting for our future.
Now, you talked yesterday about the quarterback and the running backs. Now, what about how many receivers might you use?
I can see us using 6 at least. Sure. I mean, we're gonna use Keith Sconyers and Marquello Sewell and Anthony Merriweather and Gerard Dillard and Antoine Russell and AJ Price. I can see us using all 6 of those guys in the game.
How are you going to use them? I mean, is there?
I think some will be used more than others, and some are used in certain packages as we go through. But it's going to be a feel a little bit too, and we're going to see how guys now do in game conditions, as far as their stamina. And receivers run all the time, so if we keep fresh guys in there, that'll be something we'll try to do as we go through.
Looks like Ross.
I've gone all ways. I've gone playing 6 or 7. I've gone to play just 2 or 3 in a game.
Yeah. It looks like Rossi may be one of the only.
Rossi will be our starting fullback.
Freshman.
True freshman that's starting. To my knowledge, he is the only true freshman starting. We'll have several play in the game. Several are going to maybe get their starts on special teams. Justin March, for example, will be a starter on some special teams. And you'll see from a true freshman standpoint, you'll see Nick Rossi in this game. You will see Carl Bostic in this game. You'll see Justin March in this game. You will see Devontae Morgan in this game. You will see Isaiah Williams in this game and Ajor Morris in this game. Certainly from a true freshman perspective, you'll see all those guys in the game. And depending on how the place kicking shakes out here, you could also see a true freshman there.
Could you talk about more? I was doing some background reading, and it said that you guys had recruited him, or at least looked at him at Notre Dame, and if so, what did you see then that you see now, and what's different now? to
Well,
then,
at Notre Dame, Ron had evaluated him.
Yeah.
And even though I was in charge of recruiting, I think at that time, sometimes what you do is you give the quarterback coach, position coach, you watch these guys and then come back to me and see if somebody you think will fit our model. I think we ended up recruiting, if I'm not right, it might have been Dane Christ, I believe. And he's much stronger, obviously, now than he would have been a junior year. Jones is probably a junior, senior year in high school video we're watching. He was much stronger. He's much more mature. But he had, if I remember right, he had a knack for making some good throws at that time and moving his team. And he ran a high octane offense, a no huddle type attack. And you can see that he had an aptitude for running the team.
The comparisons seem to be a lot to Clausen, who really had kind of a troubled personality, it seemed, at least outwardly.
Yeah,
perception-wise.
I don't know that. Certainly much different, I think. Makeups, both guys, having known Jimmy and known Clayton, I think, but they both most like playing football. I know that is a thing they both have in common. They both like playing football. They both have a leadership ability, and both real students of the game. I think I could draw those parallels certainly with both those young men.
Coach, you don't have a number 3 quarterback listed. It was one of those young kids you dumped out, maybe? Is it?
Zach DeRazio was our third quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're talking
We
about
will
Rossi,
travel Kyle Pohl to most games because I think it's important for a younger quarterback to be in that environment and see everything. But Zach is clearly the number 3 quarterback.
Have you told any kids you're going to redshirt?
We've had discussions with our players. I think sometimes early in the season it's difficult to have. You're definitely redshirt. And as I tell the players, they usually know before the coaches know. I mean, they're good judges of where they are and how far they need to come. But we've had conversations with every player on our team about their role and where they fit right now as we get ready to start the season.
So there's no definite redshirts then?
It's hard to say definite because you're hoping you don't get guys injured. You're hoping you don't eventually go through those things. But I'd say in our minds as coaches, we have some guys we think we know we would like to redshirt. Clearly at this time, and there's some other guys that clearly are still in the let's see how the first couple weeks of the season go mode.
What impressed you about Rossi that you moved him ahead of Bailey?
Well, I think one of the benefits of our split practice schedule, Nick Rossi is a direct residual of that because he was able to go out there and get a bunch of work and really benefit from that work and pick up the defense. Now, Austin's also been fighting some injuries. All right, so in that time frame that Austin was out, Nick really made a huge jump and got a lot of work, a bunch of work, and did really well with that. So Austin, coming back from some injuries, was been unable to catch up with Nick. Nick is blocked well. He's picked up the offense well. He catches the ball well. He's another guy who just likes playing football. And now we're going to be doing it at a different speed on Saturday than maybe he's had in game experience before, but this will only benefit him.